Hello, my name is Oscar. I study at Pan American University of Puerto in the Faculty of Education and Humanities, School of Modern Languages. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the difference between sentence and clause. So for this, I researched a couple of definitions and then we can explain a little bit better how we can understand the difference between these two similar terms. So firstly, let's talk about sentence. Sentence, according to Oxford Languages, is a set of words that is complete in itself, typically containing a subject and predicate, conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command, and consisting of a main clause and sometimes one or more subordinate clauses. As you can see, if we begin to explore the definition of sentence, the word clause already comes up. But I believe the main point that we need to take away from this definition and to understand the meaning of the word sentence is the bit where it says a set of words that is complete in itself, meaning the sentence is going to convey a complete meaning. So let's continue with the clause and that we can return to the sentence for the comparison between the two of them. So clause can be defined as a group of words containing a subject and predicate and functioning as a member of a complex or compound sentence. Another definition from Oxford Languages is for clause is a unit of grammatical organization next below the sentence in rank and in traditional grammar said to consist of a subject and predicate. So one interesting thing to observe in this definition is with the part where it says next below the sentence in rank. So to begin to have a notion on how to differentiate these two words, these two definitions, we need to see that the sentence is above the clause in rank, meaning the clause is part of a sentence, and a sentence is formed by one or more clauses. So let's look at some examples to better differentiate the words and their meanings. So for a sentence, let's begin with an example of a sentence. For example, he plays soccer every weekend. He plays soccer every weekend. Or another example, the cat slept peacefully. The cat slept peacefully. Both of these sentences convey a complete meaning, a complete idea. But let's take a look at the first sentence. He plays soccer every weekend. If we look closely, we can see that this sentence contains two clauses. Clauses can be dependent or subordinate or independent or main clauses. So what does that mean? A dependent or subordinate clause means that the words don't make sense, don't convey a complete idea without a main clause. That's why they are both used together to form a sentence. So this example of sentence, he plays soccer every weekend, is a great way to look at the difference between sentences and clauses, because this is a sentence that conveys a complete meaning, a complete idea, and it is also formed by two clauses. One of them is a main clause. He plays soccer. That is a main clause. It contains the subject and the verb. But every weekend is also a clause. In this case, a dependent or subordinate clause. Every weekend, the words every weekend wouldn't make sense on their own. But along with he plays soccer, they do. They do add meaning and information to the sentence. So that is a way we can look at the difference between sentence and clauses, and the relationship between main clauses and dependent or subordinate clauses. Now, let's take a look at an example of a clause. For example, while I was cooking, he called. While I was cooking, he called. So if we look at the words while I was cooking, that is a clause. And the whole sentence has a complete idea, a complete meaning, but we can also separate two clauses. So basically, what we need to understand to better differentiate these terms is that first, they are very much in relationship, the clauses and the sentences, because the sentences are formed by clauses, and they can be formed by one independent or main clause, or several, one or more clauses put together. Like in the example that we first saw, he plays soccer every weekend. In that case, we have two clauses that together form a sentence. That's all for today, and see you on the next video. Thank you so much.